You guys might find this interesting because I'm going to go with the newer Dodge Neon torque converter. I actually had to mark the the degree mark on the torque converter because on this old one there's an indentation, as you can see right here, because this has a distributor. The Neon does not have a distributor, so there was no point in seeing the timing through the transfer on the torque converter through the bell housing. So I took the flex plate, put it up against the old one, marked a line directly onto the ring gear of it, and then I transferred that back up onto the torque converter so I can actually do timing if I need to in the future. The motor's still set at 14 degrees, which is probably a little too much, but we'll see. And then now I can do the timing correctly. And looking at this from a head-on standpoint, you can see how the pump is engaged. You can see how the pump is engaged there. They're pretty close, and I'm hoping that actually works out right. I'm doing it based off of this plate here because on the back of the torque converters, you can only put this flex plate on one way. It only goes one way on the crank too, so they should be timing identical no matter what the pump is doing. So hopefully I did that right, but I'm gonna get that shoved on. I swear guys, I don't know why I have a YouTube channel if I never record anything, but it's all in. I'm gonna start hooking up all the little hoses and whatnot to get it running. I'm probably not going to hook up the intercooler piping and AC stuff, or yeah, just get the basics going so I can make sure that this transmission works. So I'm gonna put fluid in it, cooler, and shift for the gears once it's started, but you guys will see that part. So I'm gonna get to working and let's get to the part. Alright, so everything's all back in, and all I need to do is attach this one vacuum line and then fill up fluids. Might be running into a problem. I've been to a few auto parts stores and even Walmart, and this is all the ATF I could muster up. It's like the stores are out of all Rotella T6, T4, and all that stuff, and then most of the synthetic fluids are gone too. This is all the ATF between two Walmarts I could get. I don't think that's going to be enough because I think the torque converter is the only thing remotely filled right now. It's not even all the way. I think this thing uses 8 quarts, and I used 1 in the torque converter, 1 or 2. So I'm going to need like at least 2 or 3 more of those, and then if you add the cooler there, I don't think I'm going to have enough, but I'm going to fill this up and we'll see how that goes. No dripping so far. I am pretty nervous. Like, my heart's pounding a little bit. It's like the first time you start a motor. I know the motor works, obviously, but let's see if the transmission works. I'm gonna calm down a little bit and make sure everything is gonna work right. Just make sure nothing's binding and whatnot, and then we do it. Alright, I'm hoping I did this right because I have it in park right now, but it's still letting me move it on both sides. So I don't know if the parking pin's going in, or maybe I didn't hook up the valve body right. but I think I'm gonna go ahead and try to start it anyway, because not having park, that's not a big deal. I can drop the pan and do something later. However, you figure out if first, second, and third work. That's where it gets, yeah. So anyway, let's do it. I'm nervous. So, all right, key on. Okay. See if reverse works. Oh, got a vacuum leak somewhere. Let's go figure that out. All right, to be honest, I'm not sure where that is, but let's try this. Nervous as all get out. So it was having an issue where when I put it in park, it was fine, but there for some reason there was no park. Put it in reverse, the wheel moved. Put it in neutral, wheel stopped moving. Put it in drive, so third gear, because it's a manual valve body now. It moved. Second had nothing, first had nothing. Put it back up to first, second, third. Third had nothing. Neutral, nothing. Reverse, nothing. Park, nothing. So started acting funny. Anyway, I was messing around with this a little bit, and I was trying to shift the gears again on this little rod right here. If you can see it, it was binding up, like it just wouldn't go. So what I thought was happening, and I've confirmed, if you see, I need a light for this. Whoa. Here we go. All right. So that shaft right there, you see that little piece poking up at the top right here. This is what it's supposed to look like. You know, there's clearly a lot more sticking out on this. So what this inner shaft does, this inner shaft, when you turn it, it actually controls this rod right here that pushes in. That's what changes your pressure based on your throttle input. And this outer shaft here controls the detent for changing your gears. I don't know if I can do this one-handed, but anyway, you can see the idea is this sits in a pin, and as you go do different gears. As you're doing that, this little arm right here pushes this shaft in and out. This shaft has just like this shape on it all the way through it. So as you're moving it in and out, it's changing the passages in the flow to change what gear you're in. So what looks like happened, grab the light here. As you can see, that arm is not even in that rod anymore. Let's see if I can stick this somewhere. Where can I put it to here? All right. So as you can see, the valve is right there, and I was actually earlier able to pull it in and out, but you can see part of the problem is I can move the whole shaft up and down, and that's not supposed to do that. And so that's what the binding was. Yeah, that rod is like stuck. Or maybe it's this one. Yeah, that rod, my bad. So that rod, that's not supposed to be doing that. As you can see, there's little detents in it. That's how you change your valving inside. So that actually goes on this little arm up here that's in the wrong spot. So what I need to do is take this whole valve body out, readjust it, and make sure that the rod doesn't slip up and down. Like, it is not supposed to do this, like I said. I feel like I'm missing a piece, but easy enough to fix. Hopefully that explains why the gears weren't working, because obviously this is not supposed to be going in and out. So I'm going to take a look at that and show you what's going on. Alright, got the valve body out, and you can clearly tell that this was coming out. You can kind of see, oh yeah, check that out. I can just pull that out right there. Shoo, I just need to figure out what's going on with that nonsense. I don't know if that's supposed to be a press fit with a spline or what's going on, but I know the shafts aren't exactly lining up right, so I'm gonna knock this apart a little bit and see if I can figure out what's going wrong with it. Okay, so as suspected, it was just this stupid little E-clip right here that prevents this outer shaft from coming apart from the inner shaft, and I guess it keeps it all in play. If I do have to do this with one hand, let's see. Let's see if I can put the camera up. So you can see now it actually shifts. And the little the rod that controls the valving is fine too. So now I just need to figure out why park wasn't working. Yeah. Alrighty. So now you can see I got it all put back together, and there's the throttle valve, and if I shift it, you can see it's moving now. Park seems to be working, like it's actually moving the stuff around right, but I just can't get to hold it by hand. Like I can move the wheel and the parking pin just kind of goes past it, but I don't know. We'll figure that out later. But let's get this all put back together and I guess test out the valving again. Okay, so you guys just saw the pump pressure go to 0. I imagine that's because it picked up the stuff out of the pan, and you know what? I see a drip now. But that might be the power steering, because I tried to fix that, but you know how that goes sometimes. We'll worry about that in a little bit. Let's check the dipstick. Yep, needs fluid again. Alright, so I'm gonna add fluid and I'll be right back. Alright, round 2. Alright, got it all filled up. Let's go again. Put it in reverse. Put it in neutral. Gonna put it in drive. Second gear. First gear. second gear, third gear, neutral, reverse. Alright, check the GoPro footage and see if it worked. Alright, so whip this up real fast. I got the crossbar that goes across the inside of there to support the front bumper, or the valences, I guess. I did some self-tapping doodad onto this bar here, and here's got the transcooler, and it'll sit right there behind that duct, so it'll get straight air, so it should have plenty of flow to cool off the transmission. And yeah, race car stuff. Bam.
Yeah. Yo, guys, Matt told me to videotape him leaving the garage the 90th time. No, but for real. First time in this iteration. First gear, that tire definitely needs an alignment. That was the first gear pull up the driveway, seemed to do alright. Second gear did okay. Reverse seems to be working fantastically. Alright, now back it up, do a burnout. Oh,